Happy Wednesday, folks. Welcome back, Art of the City TV. And I am live streaming from my art gallery in Solana Beach, Exclusive Collections. I hope you folks have enjoyed the last couple days. It's been absolutely glorious here in Southern California. And I know some of you are on the East Coast. One of my very dear friends just got her first flight back to New York after being sequestered here with her family in San Diego for 2 months. So I know there's a lot of talk about things opening up, and we are very excited that this weekend we're going to be opening up for very short hours from 10 to 3 on Saturday and Sunday. So hopefully if you folks get a chance, stop by and see us. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about my history as an art dealer. I know many of you who are on the show watching right now, I see you streaming in, are my friends and collectors, people I've known for many years. But now that we're gathering kind of a following here, which is really great, we have a lot of people who maybe they don't know me as the host. And, you know, I've been an art dealer for now 30 years. I started in 1988 working out of a gallery in Honolulu. And probably some of the people that I've worked with are watching the show too. Some of us have we learned so much from way back then, and we've stuck with the arts one way or another. But through this 30 years of being in the art world, I have met some of the most amazing artists, creatives from all different genres, different styles, sculptors, painters, metal workers, glass blowers, pretty much any type of style within the arts. I've been able to meet some of the really great artists. And one of the artists I'm bringing on today, Dale Evers, has been my dear friend. I've known Dale for pretty much almost 30 years. He's actually been an artist for even longer than that. But one of the things that really impressed me about Dale early on is his ability to take many different mediums and blend them together. He's a sculptor by trade, but he's a metal artist. He's also a glass artist, but he has just this most uncanny way of bringing elements together that really, when you would look at it, you kind of have to, you're puzzled to see how anybody is able to pull these beautiful sculptural pieces off. And so I'm very excited to have Dale on today. I also wanted to share that we are putting all of these videos up on YouTube. So if you missed an episode, go back, take a look. There's some great creatives, and I am so excited because my dance card is absolutely full. I have all these artists wanting to come on the show. So we're pretty much booked for the next month or so, and hopefully we'll be able to even continue this after everything goes back to normal, and we're in, I think, whatever they call it, phase 4, which means yay, life as usual. So I'm excited about that. But let me see if I can get Dale on. Dale is live streaming from San Luis Obispo area, and I spoke with him yesterday, so let me see if I can get him to come on the stream here. Okay, and there's his beautiful studio. Hi, Dale. Welcome to Art of the City.
How's it going?
How are you?
How's it going,
It's
Ruth-Ann?
good. It's going very well, and even better now. Better now that you're here.
So welcome to my studio. Welcome to my studio, friends and fans of Ruth-Ann Thorn, and so we're excited to just kind of muck it up here and maybe answer some questions and that you guys might have. Ruth-Ann's good at prying it out of me.
Yeah, I will, and we're gonna pull some questions here because I've got a stream going on here of people asking questions. But I think, Dale, many people obviously know who you are. I'm having people say, "Hi, Dale," some of your fans. But why don't you just share how this whole, you were born an artist. I know that because I've had many conversations with you, but share how this whole ability to bring your artwork to the world, how did that start?
Well, my mom was an artist in San Diego. I grew up in San Diego. I grew up out in La Mesa. And my mom was a painter. And And I used to go out to Balboa. Well, I was a real sickly little kid, so I didn't go to kindergarten until I was 6 years old. So my mom painted and sold her paintings for $5 each out of Balboa Park. So I was raised in a rich environment that way. Just the passion for art that my mom had. And my dad was a school principal in San Diego, and he used to bring home clay for all of us kids to work with. And I clearly had a propensity, and I was sort of, I excelled at it naturally for sure at creative things.
Well, and I know your whole family, like your brother is an artist, and
Yeah,
it really, took your upbringing. Definitely, I think was we've talked about that before. It's in your blood.
yeah. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Ruth Ann. A lot of people, I agree that we're born with, we're
You're cutting out a little bit. Let's see if we can get him to come back in here.
I believe that. But it's sort of the way I believe that we're all born with a gift, but you have to grow your gift. And I did some pretty shoddy sculptures in the early days. I looked at the wood carvings I did as a 12-year-old, and they were better than some of the stuff I did in my 20s. So it's really interesting.
So when did you sell your first piece professionally?
Let me see. 1981, so 39 years ago, professionally, I'd sold some pieces to friends for super dirt cheap and so on. But the first gallery sale was Cambria Coast Gallery in Cambria, California, when I was at Cal Poly studying. And I didn't study art. I have a saying: a good way to ruin an artist is send him to school to be one. But
That's
that's
true.
it. That's a joke. But
It's a true
people
one
know what
though.
I'm saying, kind of. I actually um, I was going to Cal Poly, and I sold that piece, and it was just amazing. five
And
hundred dollars.
wow, that must have been a huge thrill.
Yeah, a thrill that can't be matched. I mean, I've done $200,000 commissions, and I still don't get as excited as I remember how excited I got selling that out of that gallery. It was just unbelievable. It's like I just sold my talent through a gallery. There's a big old deal.
It is a big deal. And I think maybe, the viewers don't, I don't think we've ever really talked about that. How the artists, we always talk about how we feel as the people who are the fine art appreciators, but I don't think we've ever talked about how an artist feels when someone does appreciate your work enough to, take their American Express out and actually support that art in that way.
Yeah, I always say the best compliment is $100 bills. Buy it.
This is true.
The
Well,
best
what
compliment is the best compliment you give an artist is I would like to buy that. Not, oh, it's awesome. You're so amazing. I mean, if I should start charging $5 for every time somebody said that, and I'd probably be doing a lot better. But
Well,
um,
that's what they have museums for. You pay your admission, you come in, you look at the art, and then
yeah,
it's true. But
get to
those
meet.
artists don't necessarily need support anymore because they're not here. So, and then there's that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So, what have you
yeah.
been doing? What have you been up to these days? What type of artistic
Well,
concoctions do you have?
I reinvent myself every 7 years. It's just what I do. I'm finishing a book right now. It's my third published book, and it's called "Am I an Artist Yet?" And that's been a big project. It's about 150 pages. It's a little bit bigger than it's smaller than a table book, coffee table book. But anyway, it's basically chronicles my journey and all the self doubt I had about whether I was an artist or not. Which what happened was is I started doing the marine art thing, and I got big in Maui on Front Street, and I dominated that market for a long time
I
with
remember.
Robert Lynn Nelson and all those guys. I was showing, they were the guys. All of us guys were doing it, and the marine art thing. And then I got so bored with it. I was just like, guy, it's just so annoying and simple. And I got to the point where I just hated doing marine art. And that's after I sold about probably 15,000 marine art sculptures.
Well,
So,
everybody loved your marine art, and I
yeah,
remember specifically because we had it at our gas lamp gallery. Well, we
yeah,
had it in La Jolla before that, but those
yeah,
jellyfish lamps that you did,
yeah.
I mean, those were
Well,
so
they still
meticulous.
sell great, and I'm still doing marine art. But I took the marine art. Let me give you an example of where I took the marine art. I went from like
Okay,
what I call the pogo dolphin, where it's just like or dolphin on a stick, sort of my joke.
right,
And I went from the dolphin on a stick, and I wanted to do something more sophisticated. And there's so much, so many sea creatures that are so amazing, i.e., right here, the nautilus.
right. I'm going to
And so,
minimize my screen here, Dale, so the people can see it. Okay, perfect. There we go.
yeah, this piece here is about almost 40 inches long and 32 inches tall. Weighs about 140 pounds. It's a nautilus, and this is bronze. This part, and then the tentacles are stainless steel. I'll go in on those. Then you come out, and then the shell, the nautilus shell, which everybody knows because it's one of the most perfect shapes in the world, geometric shapes. That's done in cast aluminum. So more mixed media, like you said, you know. But
Stunning. Can you share a
thank you.
little
And
bit
then
too, Dale, before you go on? Can you share a little bit with everyone? What's the process to create that? Are you using clay? Are you casting? I mean, that's just incredible.
I did that in clay, and then I made a mold. But to speak to your like mixed media, this was I started building these sea turtle lamps. I did a life size one. This is a smaller one, and I created molds so I would blow glass. Not me, but I had people blowing glass into the shell. I do blow glass, but it's not. It's like this. I can only do so many things. I need to hire experts to do expert work, and I'm not an expert glass blower. So anyway, but I do know how to build the blow molds, and so I made these sea turtle lamps. And that was sort of the beginning of me just like getting out of the simple marine stuff. And this is kind of cool mixed media piece of a hermit crab. It's pretty big too.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
It's it's all glass. It's a big piece actually. That piece is about almost 2 feet long. And then most people who really know me from those days, like this table here, this sea turtle table I'm looking at right now,
Right.
that was sort of like when I blew the market open in like 93 in Maui, 92 with the sea turtle table. I released my first table in 1989 in Maui, and it just exploded. It was called the Dolphin Duet. Sold out of it. An edition in 99 sold out.
I remember
So
those tables were just stunning, and people would come in, and everybody wanted to be able to have one. Of course, not everyone could afford them, but it was certainly one of those pieces that everybody came into the gallery and admired for sure.
the tables are great. I'm not doing them so much because I'm just in another. I'm in another, like I'm working in a mine, a creative mine, and I'm up another shaft right now, mining new ideas. So this is mixed media stainless steel wings with inlaid dichroic, not dichroic, but iridized glass. It's dragonflies, and I did a dragonfly that had a 10-foot wingspan. It's here in Paso Robles, and then I made this. You can't really see it because of the lighting, but this is such a fun fish. This is the anglerfish, and it's a female anglerfish, and they have the ones with the light. They live at 5,000 feet deep in the ocean. So this is kind of the edgy marine thing I'm doing. And then I'm doing fun, whimsical stuff. Like over here, I've got this seafood taco that's almost 30 inches wide.
I love the seafood taco. That is brilliant.
Thank you so much. And I'll hone in to show you the octopus in here, give you a better shot. You got the huachinango, the snapper down
Uh-huh.
here. And then you got Mr. Shrimpy. Mr. Shrimpy is cool. And
Yeah.
then, so this is only bear in mind, when I was at the peak of my popularity marine art wise, let's say in the 90s, the additions I were doing were 250 in addition. see what happened with the change in the art industry. I had to make the change, and this is one of 10. And so I don't really want to create piles of art anymore. I'm starting to get paid what I'm worth. And so I'd rather just do really compelling works of art and
So
not such huge editions.
you're doing a lot of commissioned work for, like really some major pieces. And it's only
Yes.
taken you what, almost 40 years to be able to do that.
Well, I've had, sorry to interrupt, but I've had big commissions over the years,
No, I
but,
know you have.
but, not, but not like it this last couple of years has been where I've been. Yeah, you're right. Well, I have the credibility now, I don't know why.
I don't
Suck
know why
us.
either. That sometimes happens with age. People always say, "Oh, how do you become an art expert?" I said, "You just get in art and then you do it for a really long time."
Yep. That's what it is, man. We just
Mhm.
rock it and roll it. And it's got to be your passion, and you're passionate, and I'm passionate. We're annoyingly passionate, probably,
Mhm.
about what we
Probably.
do. And so this is called the Zapopan collection that I did at my studio in Guadalajara. I have a studio with Francisco Quiros at R21, or Quiros at R21. And it's just awesome. I'm working down there. This is I went down 10 years ago in crisis, went through a divorce, crisis mode, and I came up with about 12 pieces in 2 months when I was down there. And this is one of my favorites. It's called the Tequila King. And he's got the agave crown.
I think there's
So
some tequila kings on our stream today. Everybody's been hitting it pretty hard with the lockdown. So there's probably somebody who wants that tequila king for sure.
I'll tell you what, man, this lockdown is not good for livers. I think
No,
for every 3 people that are dying of COVID-19, there's 300 dying of liver disease.
probably right. And
So anyway, I'm back
is
here.
that piece right there, that guitar piece, is that the maquette for the large piece that you did for the Hard Rock for
No,
Carlos
but
Santana?
yeah, no, I'll show you the Santana piece in a second. This is called
Okay.
Michael,
Okay.
as in Michael the Archangel. And so anyway, so you can see this thing is pretty neat. These guitars I did 8 years ago. 8 years ago, I started doing the guitars, and it really paid off. I'll show you the Santana guitar. Hey, if I turn my phone like this, does it still work? Hold on. Is it okay for you
Yeah, we can see
and the
it
viewers?
perfectly.
Okay,
Yes.
good. There is the Santana guitar right there. It's called the Wings of Legend, and I did that thing. This one is about 9 feet tall. I did one 13 feet tall
I remember.
for House of Blues, and
That's right.
it was a legacy project for Carlos Santana. And then yeah, crazy stuff. Here's
I
flies.
remember when that was unveiled. It was a huge deal, and I
It was
was
pretty big.
fortunate enough to be there. And I remember Carlos' response. He was really taken aback at how incredible that sculpture,
Yeah,
was
I
created.
forgot you were there.
I was
That's
there.
cool.
It was
Very
really
cool.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he bowed to me, man. To have the guitar god of my life bow to me, that was just good for Cocoa Puffs.
yeah, it
So
was.
yeah. So anyway, these are my flies. I wanted to say I'm an avid fly fisherman, and so I do this collection of flies every year. I skipped this year because I'm just got so sick of doing them, but they're really fun. I'll show you a couple of flies. Here's one up here. This has got the fisherman on it, the little bronze fisherman at the top casting. That's a beadhead uh, caddis nymph or pupa, beadhead caddis pupa. And here's another one. He's got inlaid glass on these wings here. You can see this one here.
Those
All
are
these
so
knots.
intricate.
Yeah, this steel knots, that's 1/4 inch steel. And I tie fisherman's knots in steel red hot
That's
using blacksmith.
incredible.
Yeah, so then you can see the hook down here and how it's mounted. And you can see the cord to my fan. But anyway, this is my
Well,
chandelier up here. I'm going to switch gears. Do you mind if I
okay.
switch gears? The
No,
chandelier?
please. We want to see everything.
Okay, here's a chandelier. It's called the chili pepper chandelier. And
That,
it's really cool. These are hand blown glass I got them from North Carolina. Can't remember the kid's name right now because I'm getting old and my brain doesn't work. Ain't that a bitch? Here we go. This is called the seed pod chandelier. And I love this thing. These are so different than anything I've done. I'm going to switch gears here and go this way
Okay.
because it'll
Yeah,
show.
that's great.
So this is called the seed pot. And yeah, this is all fabricated here in my studio. I got to show you my puffer fish. This is really a cool piece. You got the guys down here. He's pumping the billows, and then the hose goes up the butt of the fish, up the bottom, and then this is a spirito. This guy's a spirito. This is mascula down here, and then feminina is over here welding on the creation. Now, feminina is the only one allowed to touch the creation, actually, because we don't want dirty, filthy men touching anything.
That's beautiful, Dale. And how creative. Like, what is your mind doing when you come up with these concepts?
Tripping hard.
It's
Just
pretty
having
amazing.
fun. But this is all these are rivets. These are all rivets in this. So yeah, he's got the ladder going up on the scaffolding. But so I'm going to take you downstairs. Is that okay? Oh no, I
Yeah,
want to show you
that's
something.
good. Okay.
I got something to show you.
Oh, did you
This
show us focus yet?
yeah, right here. There it is.
That is probably
Wait a
one
minute.
of
Wait a
my.
minute. Wait a minute.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, this is my number one sculpture, selling sculpture, the focus.
I can
There
see
it is.
why it's so simple, but so profound at the same time. And for anyone who has, had to really put your mind to something, I think that piece says
There
it
it is.
all.
This is better. I have them in many sizes. They start at 500 and they go up to 400,000. No, actually 500 I got a 24 footer for 500 grand.
How did
So,
you come up with that concept, Dale? What was going on in your life during that?
losing all of my property, real estate, and my marriage and all my money.
Okay, that makes sense.
Fair enough. This here is called the Broken Angel. This is one of those pieces I did in Mexico, one of those original pieces. And this is a really wild piece, this Broken Angel piece. I really like this piece. And
I
then I've
like
got the
that piece
Amorpheus.
too.
This is the Amorpheus. This is about new beginnings. This is the wine. I work at a winery, Sculptor Winery. If your viewers need to go check out Sculptor Winery in Paso Robles online, it's awesome.
Check
And it's
it
a
out,
must-see.
folks.
Yeah, I'm doing this piece 30 feet tall right now out of Sculptura.
We'll post that too so that people can go there as well.
There's another guitar.
The one thing, folks, as we're watching Dale, that I just want to point out is that as long as I've known Dale, it just keeps going. It's like the never-ending supply of creativity.
Yeah, it's really weird. I'm manic about. I'm totally manic. This is called Defiant Jonah, and this is the scenario by which Jonah goes to the shores of Nineveh, and he washes up inside the great fish. Didn't say it was a whale; it said it was a great fish. And so this giant fish eats him, and he doesn't want to go preach to the people of Nineveh. He says, "Nah, I'm going to do things my way." It's kind of Sinatra. I did it my way. So this is inside. This is Defiant Jonah, and he's having a Cosmo, drinking a Cosmopolitan, smoking a cigar. I don't know if you can see the cigar. Can you see the cigar yet? No. There it is.
Okay,
There's
I
a
see
cigar
it.
right there. Smoking a cigar, and he's just telling God, "Hey, I'm doing just fine, buddy. Don't worry about me." So
That's a good one.
it's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, it is.
So where are we at on our time?
Oh, we're good. Aren't we going downstairs now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to break this off, but I do have another meeting coming up. So
no, that's okay. We'll go with you. We got about 5 more minutes.
I'll go downstairs. Let me go downstairs.
Yeah, I want the folks to really be able to see everything that you're creating now, because right now we're documenting this on a historical live feed. Here you are today, and we're watching, and it's a big deal.
It's good to be here. That is a leafy seahorse I made out of just steel. They have them in Australia, these guys. This is something I'm working on right now.
That happens to be my favorite seahorse next to the dragon seahorses.
That's the leafy seahorse. And then this is remember the seed pod chandelier upstairs?
Yes.
This is a table, an oval dining room table I'm building that goes with it.
This
And
is so cool to see behind the scenes of it's not quite done and you're just working on it.
Oh yeah, we're doing it. And then this is my welder over here, my plasma table, drill press, all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Lots of fun.
How often do you work, Dale, on your art?
I'm sporadic. I go a few days where I'm just kind of, take it easy and enjoy life. And so I'm sporadic, but I get in a work groove. I'm
Uh-huh.
back at you now. Got I get in a work groove and I'm really into it. And so yeah. And then I go like manic for a week and get a ton done. I get more in a week than most people get done in 2 months. I'm not kidding. I'm
No, I
manic.
believe you. I know you're manic. I know you
And then
really
I
are.
get it done. I get it done. And then I take a little time off and rest, and then until I get excited about the next project. And when I get excited, and once I'm halfway through a project, I'm mental about getting it done. And
Right.
so it's just, I'm absolutely obsessed. One more thing. I'd like to show you a picture of my daughter's work, who's coming up in the rungs. She's a owner of the studio, part owner, and her name's Chloe. She's not here. I'd bring her to the interview.
Okay.
And
Let's see it.
she's all of my kids. So the last thing I'd like to leave on is my children's artwork. I'm proud
Okay.
of it.
Let's see. Well, that's the next generation. That's the handing off of the baton, just like with my daughter and my mother and Michael Floor, his youngest, well, actually his his son and daughter are both very much accomplished at their age in the arts. So I think it's
I know
great.
I've seen your daughter's work. It's awesome. It's so free. Your daughter's work is so free and uninhibited, and that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it is.
So this is my daughter's first sculpture. It's called I Heart Nature. And she did that when she was going to UC Berkeley, not studying art. She was studying literature. She's a Shakespeare buff. And
Beautiful.
then this piece is a lily, a calla lily that she sculpted. So you look into it. Pretty not bad for her second sculpture ever, going into something figurative and as complex as this work. Super
Is
proud of her.
she is she going to pursue the arts as a career now?
Oh yeah, yeah. She's doing jewelry too. Lots of jewelry. I've been sending her, and she's mentored under a jeweler. So this is my son's thing. Isn't this wild? It's a heart. It's an eagle head heart, and he did a whole series on hearts. My son, and that's a
Beautiful.
bronze. It's really
Really
cuckoo,
nice.
and
That's
that's
so great that you have your kids involved with what you're doing. You guys are in that studio together. I think that's
yeah.
so wonderful to see families coming together and creating. It's not
It
very
is.
often that we see that anymore. So it's
Well,
very
it's
nice.
hard to do because as humans we're difficult, and as family we're more difficult. So
True.
it's tough. But as you get older, you figure out ways to bribe them differently. So this is my daughter's. It's a rib cage. You can see the rib in there. You see it?
I do.
See the backbone? And these
Hmm.
are ribs. And then my daughter did this piece. It's the evolution of a woman from the rib of a man, from Adam. It's really cool stuff. And
Yes, it is. I can see that she's got a lot of influence from dad.
yeah, she's influenced by me, but she won't let me talk to her about art. There's that chandelier in progress you like. It's the seahorse.
I love
It
that
gets a lot
chandelier.
of glass. It gets a lot of glass. It's got a nice shell down here. It's a great project, but anyway,
Well,
it's a
what's
ways away.
nice, Gail, about your lighting pieces is a lot of times collectors run out of room. They don't have any wall space, and then that's another element that you can bring in a beautiful lighting piece with
Yeah,
sculpture, and it's an art piece.
totally. This is some of Chloe's jewelry and mine.
Love it.
It's great. I like people to get it because they can get a $50 pair of earrings of the Focus, and they get a piece of Dale Evers art. It's great.
No, it's wonderful. And Dale, share with us, what are your ideas of what you want to do, in the next few years? I know you're doing some big pieces, but I know
Well,
your mind's always moving, moving, moving. What are you thinking?
more of the same.
Okay.
More painting.
Okay.
More fly fishing. I'd like to not work so much, but
And just
we'll
pull
see.
it back a little bit. I don't see you doing that, but I think it's a nice idea.
Yeah, it's a concept I've been thinking about for a long time,
I know.
and
Well,
I'm really thinking about it. I'm like, but as far as creativity, I don't care about how much I do anymore. I'm doing clocks. I'm doing clocks. I didn't send you the image of the clocks. I feel really bad about that because I don't have one to show you. I was supposed to send you one. I'm doing these awesome, huge, outrageous grandfather clocks, and they're very expensive. They're 9 feet up to 9 feet tall. They're crazy. And so anyway, maybe we could put it on your website or whatever.
yeah, let's
And
do it. Once you get a photo, and if depending on how long this goes on, I'll have you back on the show just to show the clocks.
yeah, well, I got new clocks coming in about 2 months, so maybe then. Okay. Hey,
All right, my friend.
I got a 1:30. Love you.
Okay.
Be good.
Good to see
Bye bye.
you. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Let me see if I can put myself back up on the screen there. Let's see. There we go. Now I'm back. Dale Evers is one of those artists that is, since I've known him, you just never know what direction he's going. He is manic, and he admits that, but he's using that as probably something that a lot of people would think is a deficit, something you'd struggle with. We all have something, and that's always been his struggle. But within that, he's taking that part of him, in that chemical part of him, and he's pouring it into the arts. And ever since I've known him, he's created so many different styles of art, from lamps to table sculptures, a lot of functional type things, and then also just his regular things that would sit on a pedestal, the regular sculptures. A lot of just, it's so inspiring to see him, because you just never know what's coming next. So I am so happy to be able to know these artists, because then I can bring them on the show, and then you folks get exposed to these artists that maybe we don't have in the gallery for whatever reason. Sometimes there are reasons we don't have artists because we don't have the space for it, or because they're so busy working on other projects, we really can't bring them in at that time. But this forum has given me an opportunity to reconnect with a lot of the great artists that are here on the planet, living when we're living, which is what it's all about. So I wanted to let you know, Friday we have another great artist coming on, Tom Maros. He's coming, Tom Madro. I get the Toms mixed up. Tom Madro is coming live from Las Vegas, so we'll be able to see his studio. Very excited about that. And just another reminder, if you haven't updated your certificates of authenticity and you need help with that, please reach out to us, art@ecgallery.com. We're happy to help you with that. We're open for appointment, and we are very excited. Again, we'll be open this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, from 10 to 3. And we're hoping some folks will come and visit us. So we'll have wine waiting. You'll have to do a little under the masks type of thing, but we'll make it work. So have a great day, folks. I'll see you Friday. Be sure to like our page, continue to share it. We appreciate all the support, and we will see you Friday, 1 p.m., Art of the City, right here, live streaming. Be well, folks.